So I'm going to make sort of a postmodern chat in this one, but relate it to, the movie Big Fish and the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. So in the movie, Big Fish, we see, in a sense, an old man that's dying, and he's been telling stories to his son all his life. Now his son fully has the perspective that he's been lied to, that his father's been telling him big fish stories. And as a youngster, he believed them, he followed them through. But the extraordinary nature of many of these stories are unbelievable. As the story progresses, as the show progresses, the old man details many of these life stories. But his son starts to uncover that, at least to some degree, these crazy fish stories were true. Now there's room left open to, the notion that his father was lying to him to some degree. But there was a great deal, many of truths, coupled in with it. And the bigger story of truth, in some regards, is the sense that this is his life. And so despite the fact that he was maybe telling some degree of tall tales, the whole nature of his life telling, in some regards, actually is the truth. And after watching that show, I went into a state of reflection for quite a while, actually. What I got thinking about was, in some regards, the Trinity. Now, in some sense, you might hold that in this film. You have the Son, the Father, and then a sort of movement that embraces the two, the Holy Ghost, this sort of intangible essence that that is everything else. Because there's a story that these two individuals are dealing with him. But the revelation between the two individuals is, in some regards, the place of resonance, where in the end the son does understand the importance of the father, and he, in some regards, takes on the qualities of the father, and he's having a son, and so he passes those qualities along to his son. But the tension of truth is very interesting, in that you see a place where the young child believed, he believed fully that his father was telling the truth. Then he comes to a point where he no longer believes. And then he comes, he actually leaves his father for a number of years. And then he comes back to his father, and when he's back with his father, there's this struggle. Is he really telling the truth? I want to understand my father. He's dying. I will not have a chance to see him anymore, until at the very end there's a blending of his story and his life. And his son metaphorically brings him to the lake, and he dies, both metaphorically and literally, and is reborn into something new. And the son now inhabits, or has taken on, the qualities of his father. And it's a very touching, if you take it in that way, and other ways too, I'm sure. But it's very touching, expressed in that sense. And you can look at your own life, I'm sure, to some degree, in that, as a youngster, we go through all these archetypal struggles, and many of them are, in some regards, deceptive, socially deceptive. And it's almost written into the book that you're going to go through some of these to some extent. Some of us navigate them better than others, but they are almost there. And then, the father is trying to negotiate how to best adjust the situation so that the son grows through those the most healthy way that they can. And so he's looking at the end of time in a certain way, trying to negotiate the Son to move through them so that he can be the Father and better help his Son do the same, to move through those archetypal struggles, pulling them forward. And it's sort of like, in a certain way, you're pulling time, or time is pulling you, both. But the degree to which you are enacting from the place of the Father, you are pulling them forward to help them to move through the struggles as best as they can. And the degree to which you are acting as a father is in a sense, the call is on you the highest to iron out your own problems so that you can act as a puller in the best way perhaps possible. Anyway, yeah, be well.